So we're on to the second part of how to draw gemstones. This is the downloadable sheet, and we've done some of the basic shapes, circles and squares and rectangles, and we've done some of the more fancy cuts. And this is all about giving you some ideas so that when you're looking at a blank sheet of paper and trying to design something, you've got some help to get started. And when you're perhaps entering our children's design competition, we've got a theme for that, which is love. But that's it. You can literally design anything for anybody in whatever style. So on the second sheet, we're talking about drawing a cluster ring, and I have an example here of what a cluster ring is. So it's got a large stone in the middle. This is actually an oval amethyst, and there's lots of round diamonds set all the way around the edge of it, which is quite a lovely ring. You can see there the side of it. So, and this ring, there's actually a picture of it on the sheet, and I'd call this quite a contemporary design.
Yeah, it's quite simple.
And the other ring on the picture is much more traditional, and it's also in a different colour metal. It's in yellow, with a yellow gold with a white gold head, and they're claw settings, and this is what we call a rub over setting. It's a much smoother surround.
You see.
So I would wear this, I love that, whereas I probably wouldn't wear the other one. Not my cup of tea. Right, so draw a shape, any shape. You might want to draw oval, or a marquise, or a round, or a heart shape. And then we're going to practice your circles. So we did that slightly earlier on in the tutorials. We're going to draw the circles around it. So I'm going to go for my favourite, which is a cushion cut.
I like that one as well.
Yeah,
nice.
Cool. So I don't know if you remember, a cushion cut is a square with soft edges. And then I'm going to draw lots of round stones around the outside. I'll just show you what I mean, like that. And I'm going to carry on all the way around. So what you're aiming to do is draw them so they're all the same size, all just about maybe touching each other. And this might give you ideas for maybe a ring or a pendant design. You might want to do something completely different. You might want to take a piece of metal, maybe a sheet of silver, and cut out a really elaborate shape out of it, and possibly not have any gemstones set into it, or maybe just some really small coloured stones that are the birthstones of your family. So there's loads and loads of options. So that's basically the layout of the stones. And what I do to help build up the ideas and work out what we want is I do that for real. So you can see there, that's a cluster ring that we have in stock. And this is a blue sapphire that a customer likes. And I actually put it down onto a piece of paper and then laid the actual diamonds out around it, and then I drew it. And that helps bring it to life as much as possible. Well done, Heidi. That's really good. So Heidi's 11, she's just finished year 6, and she's done that. That's really good. So you don't have to be amazing at drawing, and you don't have to be overly creative. You can see how you can break the thought process down and start learning how to draw things. And kind of next, if I was going to make this into a ring, I might draw a ring shank like that. The shank is the bit that goes around your finger, like that. And if it was going to be maybe a pendant at an angle, I might draw what I call a bail. I'll just shade it in so you can see. You might draw a bail, which is for the chain loop, for the chain to go through like that. And obviously that's a very simple design, But yeah, you've started drawing quite complicated ring and pendant designs. And then on the other side, I wanted to help you think about sort of kind of what I mentioned before, is where you could have any shape. Now, I've just done something very simple. It's a circle, it's a disc. We quite often make things like that where we melt down people's old gold and remodel it into something new. And it's got three little diamonds just set flush into the metal. So our setter drills a hole and sets the diamonds into it, and then pushes the edge of metal over to keep them secure. So that gets set into the metal, and the metal then gets pushed over the edge like that. And you can do so many variations of that. So if you were just going to do a shape, what would it be?
I think I might do a heart.
A heart, okay. I'm going to do a big teardrop shape. I'm just drawing it big. Oh, it's really wonky. Big teardrop shape. Like that. And maybe cutting it out and then setting off to one side. That would be a pendant. Just some birthstones, so that could be Mummy, Daddy and Heidi's birthstones in that pendant. Now, we did a children's jewellery design competition last year, and some of the designs that people like you, young people like you, came up with were amazing. Some of them were really elaborate, with wings of angels that were hinged and opened up. There was one that had a little capsule with a scroll inside of it. So I'm teaching you and introducing you to some really basic jewellery sort of design techniques. And I think this is just the beginning. You can go crazy from now on. Lovely. So if you're going to set some stones into that, where would you put them?
I like the idea that you had, like just sitting at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could have them filling sort of
Lovely.
up.
So these sheets are available on our website. We have a web page for the design competition. You just download an entry form, do your drawing on that, photograph it with a smartphone and email it to me. And if you have any questions, please get in touch. You can message me through social media or send me an email, and that's mitch@petrajewellery.com. Have fun!